Hey everyone, this is Rachel, and today I'm here with a new scrapbooking process video. Thanks so much for joining me here, and I hope you enjoy. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome, and I would love it if you would become a subscriber. You can also click on the notification bell so you always know when I have a new video up. Alright folks, let's get going! Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Lift and Sketch with Christy and Rachel. Today, Christy and I will be taking on this paper issues sketch, and I am once again at the crop I went to at the end of September. We had a couple that we had picked in advance, so I was able to work on this while I was away. So today I'm going to be uh, closely-ish following the sketch, except I'm going to be using a lot of mixed media versus using pattern paper. I am going to use one piece of pattern paper, and it is just a scrap piece from a layout I'd already used the page kit I'd made for it. In this page kit, I actually hadn't packed any pattern paper at all, but I decided I did want to mat this center photo. So rather than three 4x4 photos, I'm going to use two 4x4 photos and one 4x6, simply because I didn't want to chop anyone off in my 4x6 photo. So that scrap of paper is from Jelly Bean Soup. I want to say Shades of Color. It's slightly older, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. So once I go ahead and map that, I'm just going to attach my three photos. As I mentioned, I'm going to be using some mixed media. So I have learned, simply by trial and error, that if I gather the paper and photo elements of my layout together and mark where those are going to be, I save myself a lot of over mixed media ishness on my layout. Now, that does not mean that occasionally I don't just go ahead and play with the mixed media without an idea of where my photos are going to go. I absolutely do. But I knew, because I was using a sketch, where my photos were going to be in this layout, so I didn't want to waste my time mixed mediaing under where my photos were going to be. So I just went and grabbed a pencil and marked out where my photos are, and so now I know. Now in this layout, the reason I hadn't done any pattern paper was I had in a grab bag, I had gotten this set of Vicki Boutin stickers, and one of the sheets of stickers were these clear rub-ons that were meant to be used as a resist. So I thought this would be perfect for this layout. Um, in the subject, talking about a show we went to at like a regional theater. It was on Broadway. It's called Come From Away, and I'll talk about that when I'm showing you my journaling. But it just made sense to me to have this messy background with these spots of strength throughout them, which I know sounds goofy and weird, but it's just the way my brain sometimes works. So I'm trimming out these resist rub-ons with the idea that I'm going to mix media over them using my Distress Oxides. If you're someone who wants to try mixed media but doesn't want to get super duper messy, I would definitely suggest either Distress Inks or Distress Oxides. You can do controlled messy a lot easier with them than, say, with watercolors or other things. That's just a personal statement. Obviously you might find something different that works for you. So I've picked out four colors. They are spiced marmalade, chipped sapphire, I think that's broken china. I'm not 100% sure on that. And then squeezed lemonade. And I'm not going to make the world's best choices here. I spritz it with water, but I should have zhuzhed it around a bit more. I'm forgetting that I did not gesso my paper because I wasn't going to be adding a lot of water, so I didn't need to, and I didn't know how the rub-ons would react with gesso on the page, so I just didn't gesso it. So that's awfully square for like a loose mixed media. I did borrow a baby wipe and try to fix it up. I do a lot better with the broken china. but then I forget again with the chip sapphire. You know, it's kind of one of those things where I'm not necessarily 100% doing the best mixed media job. Ugh, blah, that square. I will fix it. I love the way the layout turned out in the end. I just think it's super beautiful. I love all, it's super colorful. And so what I end up doing is taking that baby wipe and trying to mottle the orange into it, into that navy. And then I'm also going to use my title and embellishments to kind of hide the part I don't care for. So I'm going to keep going. And this is like I'm a big fan of Missy Whitten, and she always says if it looks like a hot mess, just keep going, it'll get better. And like the minute I add my photos, I don't hate it. And then when I start to add my embellishments, it gets even better. So here's where you just keep going. At some point, you will get to somewhere where you like, I like this so much better than where I was 2 minutes ago in the video. Well, probably a minute ago in the video because I've sped it up at this point. But I'm a lot happier with the way things look now. And I know once I start adding the bits and pieces to it, it'll look even better. So I'm going to at some point go back with my baby wipe and just clean up the resists. Um, so you just need to, you know, I just want to burnish off basically any ink that was left on the rub-ons. So the good thing about using the Distress Oxides is they dry pretty quick, and because I wasn't adding a lot of water, there wasn't a lot to wait to dry, so I was able to put my photos down and start with my embellishing pretty much right away. So I've been thinking about my title, and um, I didn't necessarily know what I wanted my title to be. So this is normally when I would work on a title. So I'm going to start with embellishing rather than working on my title, simply because I'm just not sure what I want. Another thing included in the Vicki Boutin sticker set that I had were some clear stickers that looked like bubbles. And then also these black and white cardstock stickers. Right now I'm adding a couple of circles. It also included this journaling spot that I'm going to go ahead and use. And see right there, that softens up that edge of that oddly textured chip sapphire piece. I keep debating about my title. I had purchased this set of copper glitter word thickers, and I was considering using that, but I also wanted to use that gold star trim that was actually a gift from the crop ladies. And I was thinking, do I want to mix my metals? And I wasn't 100% sure. But then I was thinking, you know, I've got both orange and yellow on this layout, so I think it's going to go ahead and work. So I'm going to pull out two of these words. First is going to be awesome, and I'm going to angle this oddly. And I don't love it right now. I don't realize until I go to add that gold star trim that it's angled that oddly. I do fix it with embellishments, and that's the really awesome thing about scrapbooking. If there's anything where you're going, I don't love that, a lot of the time you can just add something and it changes the way your eye looks at it, and I love that. So I also had this ampersand sticker that I should not have stuck to that because it wasn't wax paper. And that is from a Jen Hadfield collection. She just basically had a sticker pack full of ampersands, which is possibly the thing that has made me the happiest about scrapbooking ever because I really do love an ampersand. And it ripped, and then I tried gluing the piece back, but I was trying to glue it onto the wrong part of the ampersand because I'm a genius. Finally figured out the right part of the ampersand to glue that to, and now I'm pulling out the word magical. So my entire title is going to be magical and awesome, and yes, I realize my title is super duper wonky. I'm okay with that. Like I said, we fixed it in the edit. I fixed it with the embellishment. I really do love this layout. I love all the color. I love um, the messiness of it with those clear spots inside of it. And as I said, talking about the story behind the layout, that was important to me. So I trimmed the star embellishment. It's actually like metallic fabric. Actually, funnily enough, I had a very similar one with silver stars that I actually used at this crop as well. So apparently it was a very starry crop for me. So this element is in the original sketch, and I just really liked it, and I liked these stars, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And this is an element I would normally end up skipping on a sketch if it didn't work out for me, but as I said, I really liked the way it looked here. So I think I'm going to do my journaling. Yes, I am. So I'm going to talk about the play. Come From Away is based on a true story. It's what happened in Gander, Newfoundland, right after 9/11. It is literally the most touching musical I've ever seen in my entire life. It's not the biggest, it's not the most, grandiose, spectacular one, but it's just stunning in its simplicity and um, the way the actors portrayed multiple characters. And it's an incredibly stunning story. The music is amazing. The way they weave everything together is just absolutely magical, and it's the best musical I've ever seen. All right. So if you ever have a chance to see it, you should totally do so. Bring tissues. And so now I'm going to continue my embellishing. I'm going to fix that awesome with this acrylic butterfly from Colorcast Designs. I also add, right now I'm just putting down some random bits of glue. I've got those white enamel dots, and I kind of want to spread those out just for another bit of white going out throughout my layout. I was trying to cover a hiccup. I don't know if I managed it. Let me know in the comments. Um, I'm almost finished here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Do not forget to head on over to Christy's channel and check out her take on this sketch. She went in a completely different direction. No one will be surprised that we did completely different things. All right, folks, that is it for me. Have a great day. Bye.